All right, well, this is going to be a little bit of a recap video because I had no clue what I was getting into at the beginning of this. We've noticed for a little while that our water tank gauge was kind of just always reading full, even when it wasn't full. And we would see it start out full and it would come down a little bit, maybe to like 3/4, but then we would run out of water and we realized that, okay, something wasn't working right. So my first thought was, well, it's probably a bad connection in the wiring somewhere between the float sensor in the back where the potable water tank is, coming up to this information station where we get that level reading. And so that was my first thought is, all right, well, I'm going to take a look at the sensor in the tank. I'm going to look at the wiring and check all that out. So I did that. And my very first thing was, well, maybe the float in the tank is stuck high and it's not moving very much. And so that's why we're not getting that good reading, right? Maybe it's starting out full and it comes down a little bit and then it sticks. Well, the little gauge, and I'll show this here, on the tank in the back looks like this, and it has a little, there's a little silicone on this. This one's a little bit dirty and used, but anyway, it's showing half a tank right now. There's a magnet on the back of this, and I can attach a magnet here and move it back and forth. This magnet simulates the magnet on the float in the tank, and this gauge just screws onto the outside of the tank. That way there's no way for water from inside the tank to leak out. The whole thing is sealed. But what I found was when we had an empty tank, this was appropriately reading down on the empty side, and then as we filled it up, it would move up the way it should, all the way up to full. So I knew the float and this little magnet gauge were working okay. So that was my first kind of check. So then I thought, okay, well, good, because this gauge is, I think, from Applied GMC Motorhome parts or RV parts. A new one of these floats and sensors and everything is maybe like $150. So I thought, great, I'm not going to have to spend any money on that. That'll be nice. So my next thought was, all right, I need to check the wiring. So I cut off my wires. Now, when I put this back together, I'm going to put a connector on this because who knows when I'm going to have a problem in the future, and it would be nice to be able to unplug it and do testing rather than having to cut things. But I cut it, and I thought, well, maybe the signal coming from this is not right. And so I got my, my handy multimeter and the little gauge here, and depending on the position of this, it's supposed to output between 0 and 60 ohms of resistance. And then that resistance is read by the gauge to give you the appropriate measurement. And what I found was, as I used a little magnet and moved this and watched the multimeter, I was getting the right readings. So actually we're gonna maybe do a little video of that real quick so you can kind of see what that looks like. So we'll set that up and then I'll continue the story. Okay, so I've got my magnet here and my multimeter set up, and you can see when we're on empty, we're reading about 90 ohms. And then as this thing goes toward full, right, it kind of, it's not perfect, but you get down to, roughly 0 ohms or so as you're getting to the full position there. So, that was one of my tests was, all right, does this thing actually output the right impedance? Maybe there's some, problem inside of this that's causing it to send the wrong signal. But, by just checking that impedance through the range, I was able to, basically say, no, all right, I think this is sending a good signal. And so next thing is to test the wiring and then move on to the gauge itself. All right, so now I'm going to take this apart. Obviously, I've already had it apart several times, but I've got a couple of screws here to hold things together. And then I'll talk a bit about what I did here. Now, I guess one thing I'll mention is to test the wiring itself, I basically just did an open circuit and then a short circuit and saw that this gauge, you know, kind of went back and forth all the way like it should. So that's good. As far as the taking this out, there's just screws in the corners, and then there's a couple screws on the sides here that are holding it in. I don't know if that's really stock, because these screws on the sides kind of seem like they were done after the fact. And obviously there's been some other things going on in here. There's, you know, some taped up wires and things like that. But a couple of screws here to hold the gauge in, I've already got those out. The gauge itself just unplugs. Now, I've had this whole thing out because I was checking the connections in the back and making sure everything looked okay. All of that checked out fine. I could not find any problems with it. But with the gauge itself, so I started looking at this and doing some testing, and I connected the sender directly to the back of this. And then I could kind of move the sender and see how this moved. And I found that it was doing just what we were noticing before, that it would read full when it was full, but then as the level went down, it would only come down to maybe 3/4 of the way. And so there was something wrong with kind of how this was calibrated or something that I just couldn't figure out. And what I did is I put a comment on the Facebook groups for the GMC Motorhome and said, okay, I'm out of ideas. Can these things, you know, lose calibration? What's going on? And I got lots of comments from some smart people who know a lot more about these things than I do. And one thing they pointed out was, well, lots of things they pointed out. And so I started investigating and trying some of those things. But one of the things they pointed out is that this gauge, and actually a lot of GM gauges, have this resistor on the back. And this is a yellow resistor. And that needs to be there to create some impedance between these two terminals. Notice I've got a little foil on here, because what I found is the connection at the end of that resistor broke. And so this resistor was reading open. When I went across the break, I could test it and find that it would read 88 ohms, which is what it's supposed to read. And when I put a little foil on here to basically bridge that gap on the end where it's broken, I can make the gauge work properly. So I'm going to set that up and just demonstrate how I've got it working with my little foil fix here. And then I'll talk a little bit about how I'm really going to fix it. So I'm going to set things up and we'll see what that looks like. All right, so I've got this all wired in to my panel with my jumper wires here. And I have my little foil jumper on there to make my shunt resistor work. And if I put my magnet on the back here and say, okay, there it is at empty. Now let's bring it up to about half. Let's bring it up to about full. It works in range just as it is supposed to. So I've confirmed, I feel, that it is just that resistor that is causing the problem. And so I just need to fix that. So, all right, I'm going to turn this off and then we'll talk a little bit about what my fix is, and then we'll see how things actually work. Okay, so I've kind of shown that with my little foil jumper on the back, I was able to make this work normally. So what I did is pulled off the resistor here, and there's this little shunt resistor. Now it's a little goofed up because I tried to solder it before I decided to just put a piece of foil on here to jump across the broken part. But it is definitely broken. I get an open when I go from the terminals. I can go just past the break here and measure the normal 88 ohms. I didn't even think about taking this apart and looking at things like this until I got some comments from the Facebook group. And The group that I posted this in is the Vintage GMC Motorhome group. There's several motorhome, GMC Motorhome Facebook groups, and all of them are very helpful. This was just the one that I happened to get some great comments on. Robert Slate gave me some wiring diagrams and some good tips to look at this, which kind of put me on the path of figuring out where the problem was. So big thanks to him for helping uncover the root cause of this problem. I don't know what I would have done otherwise. I was thinking about even just like replacing the whole information center with a new system. I really like having the original things if I can keep them going. So I'm kind of excited that I think I've uncovered the problem here. But the challenge is next to get the right resistor. Now what I found is this setup with the resistor on the back and the gauge like this was used on a whole bunch of GM products. Now, they don't have a water tank label on them. That's unique to the GMC motorhomes, but temperature gauges, fuel gauges on Pontiacs and Oldsmobiles and lots of GM products use the same kind of gauge with the same kind of resistor. And so I found this same resistor, 88 ohms, yellow marking on it, fits right on the back of the gauge like this. I ended up buying one on eBay. It was a new old part, so it even comes in the little box that it originally sold in the 70s. That'll be showing up pretty soon. I will install that, and based on my testing, jumping across that resistor and getting the exact right performance from the gauge, I'm confident that that's going to fix my problem. And well, we'll wait and see what breaks next, but I feel pretty good about this fix.